Hey, so I'm Katie, and I am embarking on kind of a new adventure. Um, I am 41 years old, and I have been a graphic designer for basically the last 20 years, all the way from graphic designer up through creative director and back again, um, until about 6 weeks ago when I was laid off from my job at a tech company that's based out of San Francisco. They were an AI tech company, not one of the big two or three you've heard of necessarily, but the bulk of the work was building AI. And as a person with an art degree and a creative person who really loves learning and thinking and solving problems, I have been pretty fundamentally opposed to AI as a concept, at least in the way it's being utilized in our society right now. But at the time, I needed a job. That was the job. And it was actually a lot of fun working there because I got to learn from a lot of really smart people and I made friends that I really respect and had a couple of really super managers. Like, it was a good time. I got to do a ton of different stuff. Like, I was the only designer, so I was doing everything across every channel. And there's nothing more that I like as a designer than having variety in my work. So anyway, yeah, that's why we're here. That brings us to the next topic, which is I had been thinking about doing this thing I'm going to tell you about. And then a week ago, I received a formal diagnosis of ADHD, again, at 41. So this is something that I had considered pursuing many times and just didn't because I was like, oh, I'm just real curious. I just have a lot of interests. I'm just a little flighty because I'm creative, blah, blah, blah. I did very well in school. I've done very well in my career. I didn't have any of the telltale signs that you think of when you think about ADHD. And part of the reason for that I've learned is because all of the research on ADHD up until very recently has been done on little boys, of which I have never been one. So that explains a little bit. But yeah, I have had 3 different friends of mine who are diagnosed tell me, "Oh yeah, Katie, of course you have ADHD. Like, are you kidding me?" And a very good friend of mine who I've known since college, so for like 20 years, when I told her I got the diagnosis, she's like, "Are you telling me you haven't been diagnosed? I thought you already got diagnosed." So needless to say, the signs were there, whether I realized them or not. But yeah, I like to joke that I have that my biggest hobby is collecting hobbies, and that I think is kind of the major giveaway for me is that I get really deep into something and then drop it and move on. And again, this is just in my personal life. This is just with my interests. Like, my jobs, I think because it's something that I enjoy, and the psychiatrist that I saw about this said something to the same effect. I really love doing design, and so it's something I can focus on for a long time and excel at, which is great. But the getting this diagnosis has I don't know, it's really opened my eyes. I am thankful for it, not only because it's an opportunity to learn a bunch about a thing, and it's about brains, and I love reading about neuroscience and stuff, so that's right up my alley. But it's also going to help me a lot, I think, to learn how to navigate this new reality, knowing that I have ADHD, because I have wanted to do something like this for a very long time and haven't really committed to it. And now, even though I am applying for jobs, I'm being a little picky because there are so many design positions now where most of the job description is you need to be AI native and use AI first and optimize your workflow and increase your output without sacrificing craft. Every single one of them says without sacrificing craft, which if you have even a single creative bone in your body and you have used AI, you're compromising craft. I'm sorry, it's the truth. And you're ruining the environment. But I don't really want to talk about that a bunch because I'm done with it. I've left it behind. The thing is, I am nervous about jumping right back into a single job, a 40-hour work week, one employer, one paycheck. Because especially since 2020, I've seen how quickly that can get ripped away from you, and then you're out 5-6 figures a year, and health insurance and 401k, like, just gone in a flash. And I think that sucks. And part of that is just, a side effect of living in America, I think. But I have always wanted to see if there's something I can do about it, and if I can just build something for myself that is meaningful to me, isn't selling out to the man or working for somebody truly evil, which, not this last place, but I have worked for some people who turned out to be bad people in the end, like, the people at the top. And I don't know. I don't feel good about that anymore, and I've spent enough of my life doing that. Like, I'm 41, and 20 years, like, that's a long time. So I would love to see if I could spend the next 20 years doing something that I actually, like, really love. So that brings me to the third thing, which is, why are we here? I want to chronicle my journey of trying to find my way and trying to build multiple streams of income, as the tech bros like to say, but, like, for real, and doing stuff that I'm passionate about, and not knowing what that's going to be 100%, because that changes from day to day. Like, let me give you a list of the hobbies that I have seriously pursued in the last 10 years. Here we go. Like, come on. So I'm gonna try and nail it down a little bit. I have a couple of ideas. I bought some stuff for lino cut printmaking. That's something that I tried when I was in college. I was in a design program, but we had to do like 6 out of 8 different disciplines in the School of Fine Art during the 4 years we were there. And I really liked printmaking. That was one that I almost double majored in. I had some friends who did double major in it who are also designers, which was cool. I also bought myself some watercolors because I love to paint, and I took a bunch of painting classes. I have dabbled in painting since college. Printmaking I have not really revisited, so I'm excited to dip my toes into that and learn more about it. And basically, yeah, I just want to share what I'm up to, because this isn't my first time in this position. I'm sure there are plenty of you who have been in a similar position with or without the ADHD diagnosis. Like I said, I've been planning to do this for a while, and that was kind of like, oh, shoot, and now I'm going to do this with this added, like, bonus journey tacked on. But it's cool. I mean, we have one life to live, and why not try at some point to live it the way you want, So, yeah, that about brings us up to date. I'm really glad you're here, and I hope you'll come back. I will be doing a lot of different things. I mean, I will be doing chats by the water here. I live somewhat close to Lake Erie, and this is not it, but it's very close to it. So, yeah, nice little summertime outings. And I'm going to be doing process videos. I'm going to be sharing the stuff that I've created and the stuff that I'm working on, learning, struggling with. All of it, really. I mean, to give you an example of how I'm trying to improve what I do here, I had a hobby fairly recently of making these little journals, like little traveler's notebooks, so I don't know, probably cost me like $12 for materials. I've got the little notebooks inside. There's 3 of them, charms, little elastic bands. I got a pen loop. I got this cool pen for $2 at a Korean superstore in Michigan recently. But yeah, I made like 3 of them, and then I was like, okay, that was fun. Next. And now I have a thing that needs some careful organization and planning, and I'm going to use one of these suckers for that. So I have a notebook for printmaking ideas, like subject ideas, a notebook for YouTube ideas and learnings, and a notebook for just general business planning. And I've worked in marketing almost the entirety of my career, so I have a general understanding of how that all works. The idea of marketing myself, building a personal brand, makes me feel a little queasy. And this definitely isn't going to turn into one of those, like, buy my course where I teach you how to make a course to sell courses kind of things, because, come on. So, yeah. Anyway, that's a lot. I'm a lot sometimes. It's fine. It's part of the journey. So I hope to see you next time. Thanks for joining.